Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Vana, women's personal trainer and the founder of Grow Stronger Women's Fitness, and I help women gain strength, energy, and confidence through strength training sessions online and programs, as well as a membership within the growstronger.com website. And today I'm here to talk to you about a very common question that I get, which is how often does it take to get results when I'm doing strength training? Before I dive into this answer, I want to say thank you for being here. If you like what you see, just make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It will be really helpful for me to reach more people with this content. And if you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section as well. So recently, a lot of times I've been asked about this, and I've done a very quick post on my Instagram page this week, and I wanted to dive a little bit deeper through this video on this question: how long does it take to achieve results? And sadly, the answer is not straightforward. The answer, like very much a lot of the things in fitness, nutrition, and health are not a certain answer, and the answer is it depends. And it depends on a lot of factors, but mainly what are your goals? So if you're asking me how long it takes me to get results when I start strength training with me, my first question is, okay, what are your goals? What do you want from this? What are you expecting to gain from these sessions, right? So this is the first thing you need to have clear: is your goal is to, for example, most of my clients have a lifestyle change goal. So it would be maybe being able to place the luggage on the overhead compartment of a plane on their own the next time they travel, or carry their groceries without getting exhausted in their arms and legs, or going up a flight of stairs in their buildings without having to stop to catch their breath, maybe play with their kids or grandkids, being able to go up and down the floor without pain, right? Of course, maybe your goals are different, but this is what most people who work with me are looking for, is a lifestyle sort of long-term overall health goal, right? But it might be that you want some more muscles here and there, or that you want the strength to be able to, I don't know, win a pillow fight with your partner, like anything that comes to your brain, this is your goal, right? So first of all, the very first factor that the answer depends on is, okay, what's your goal? Because based on that goal is how we can measure that. But then the second thing is that achieving any goal, when it comes to training or any other factors in life, it's very individual. It depends on a lot of other factors that surround us, right? It's not just, for example, when it comes to strength training, it's not just about training itself and the training sessions that we can do together or that you can do on your own. It's also a lot of lifestyle factors around you, right? If you're trying to get stronger, to gain muscle, or any of these goals that you can achieve through strength training sessions, but you're not sleeping well, you're constantly overstressed and overloaded with anxiety and stressed, you're getting sick all the time and you're not recovering properly, right? Or maybe your nutrition is not really, really good, you're eating crap all the time, which, I mean, eating crap is amazing. I absolutely love it, but there has to be a balance, right? So all of these factors are going to affect how those goals are achieved, or if those goals are achieved, right? So the first simple answer is, how long it takes me to achieve results? It depends. It depends on your goals, and it depends on how often are you training, how consistent you are with your training, how are you with your nutrition, how are you with your sleep and stress management, how's your recovery, right? Any other environmental factors or lifestyle factors that can be around you that would potentially influence your results, we want to include them here, right? So we want to do sort of an analysis of all of that, and then we can discuss and see, okay, maybe this is going to interfere, this we can do, for this other thing we can do this and that, and make it better for you to help you achieve those goals, right? But that will mark how long it takes you to achieve your results. But another thing is, we could potentially say in average what happens when you start strength training. So this is something that I want to bring to you, but please take it with a grain of salt, because it's not the same for every person. This is just a very general statement. On average, when you've just first start strength training, especially if you've never done it before, during the first month, the things you're going to notice during that first month of consistent training, and I'm talking maybe at least 2 sessions a week, consistently every week, then what you're going to get is, first of all, more energy, improvements in your overall energy, probably better mood overall, right? Hopefully some better sleep. For some people it works, for some others it doesn't yet at this point, and there may be other factors affecting your sleep that cannot be resolved just with a little bit of exercise. In a lot of cases, I see improvements in mobility, reduction in aches and pains overall during that first month of training. Again, if the training is consistent. Yeah, so energy, better mood. Most cases, improvements and a reduction in aches and pains, and improvements in mobility overall to do your everyday tasks. Like, you start feeling like your everyday tasks are a little bit easier, like climbing those stairs or going on that grocery trip, carrying those groceries, playing with your kids. Yeah, so you can start seeing all of that during the first month of consistent training. Then during the first 3 months, so month 1 to 3, or end of month 1 to end of month 3, for most people, especially when you've never done weights before, you will see some muscle gains that are actually visual, especially in the linear areas of your body. Like, the linear areas of our bodies are generally our arms, our shoulders, some parts of our legs, right? So that's where we notice first the gain in muscle. It's not that you're not gaining it anywhere else, it's that in those areas is a bit more visual because we're leaner. And so the muscle, you can see it, right? In the rest of the body, it's there underneath, but you cannot see it so easily. So you may start seeing that in the first 3 months of training. Again, consistent training over those 3 months, and progressively increasing the challenge and the weights, the intensity during these 3 months, then you'll see those results, that thing as a result, which is a little bit of visual muscle. And we call them newbie gains because it happens especially very quickly with people who've never trained before. Now, the more you train, the harder it's going to be to see those gains in muscle, and then we're going to have to use other techniques if that's what you still want. So it's going to get harder with time, and this is just the natural process of things. And actually, a proper increase in muscle mass can take years, right? Especially for women, because we don't have as much testosterone, so it takes us a bit longer to develop that muscle. We tend to eat less because that's how we think things are. So again, muscle gain during training, you'll see it a little bit at the beginning, especially if you're a newbie, especially if you've never trained in your life. It's very easy to see at the beginning, but then to keep it up during the following months or years, you need to keep your nutrition on point, you need to keep your stress on point, your sleep on point. It's a lot of factors that we need to control, and it's really, really hard. Life is messy. When you're not an athlete, when you are not a person that is has a team of doctors, nutritionists, personal trainers, physiotherapists all around them 24/7, life gets really messy, and that's totally fine. And that's why I always say, and I insist, that everything depends, right, on who we are, on our individual realities, and the individual needs and capacities. And it also depends on how consistent we can be with our training. And it's pretty much very individual, right? And progress is never linear, so you'll see probably a good progress at the beginning of your training during the first month, again, because it's a new thing, your body is adapting to it, and our bodies are really good at doing that. But then at some point it plateaus a little bit, and it gets harder to keep getting those results, right? And we have to make some changes, challenge the body again, and things that I can potentially help you with. But this is the reality. Progress is not linear. So again, you can still see those results in a way during the first 3 months, and then after that, I'm gonna say at least 6 months into training, you can see even more strength gains, even a little bit more muscle gain. I didn't mention this during the first 3 months. You'll get strength gains before the muscle gains. So you'll feel stronger before you see that muscle. You'll realize you can lift more before you can actually see the muscle. And anything in the first 6 months is going to be like that. You'll see consistent gains on strength, improvements in ranges of motion, in mobility, again, energy, your mood, how you feel overall, right? And how you can perform your everyday tasks, going back to not getting so exhausted if you have to climb the stairs, or it being easier to move luggage around, or to carry groceries around, or to carry your kids around. Yeah. So that really, you can see it during the first 6 months. But again, all of this is very general and is very much on average. And please, please, please take it with a pinch of salt. It's not the reality for everyone. And how long it takes to get results, it's really variable. It depends on who you are, what you can do, how consistent you can be with your training, and also how much you can tune in all the other things around the training in your life, like I mentioned before: sleep, nutrition, stress, recovery, and etc, etc, etc. So, well, I hope it was a very long rant, but I hope this helps clarify a little bit on that question. If you have any follow-ups on this, please leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer as soon as I can. And then again, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.